我去 Circle K 上买蛋白奶，是很好吃，但那里没有好吃。Anyways, I think working at a corporation has made me so aware of people and how they are, because I've been working with this guy for like pretty much my entire time here, and like he's very much somebody who is always walking on eggshells, trying not to step on anybody's feet, and like, you know, not trying to bother anybody. But like you can low-key tell he's kind of a bigot. Like, I like the guy, you know, he's cool. It's just today we had OT. I'm just strictly talking about today, because all the other times he's been pretty cool. I mean, here and there he might say something pretty concerning, but never anything like harmful. But today we had OT, and OT, I'm just gonna refer to them as OT. I'm not gonna say any names because I like this person. OT is a trans person, male to female, and so for the first few times we had her as OT, we've been, you know, calling them by their dead name, because we weren't aware of their situation. So you know, we've been calling them that, and this shift she came out and said, I'm trans, and this is how you say my name. It's a pretty unique name, and that's pretty cool. But you know, I heard that and I was like, oh, good for her. You know, that's cool. That's type shit. Get your shit on. You know what I mean? And that was the end of it for me. That should be the end of it for anybody. But my coworker came up to me, and because OT is working in my area, and he was like, how's it working with and he like stuttered, and he was gonna say her dead name, and he was like, oh, I mean, and then said her name, and then I was like, oh, I mean, it's pretty chill. She's doing her job, and that's how things should be. It's running pretty smoothly over there. And he, out of nowhere, just said he's like, it's just really weird that they came out today about like her name and stuff. And I'm like, I didn't think much of it. I actually thought it was pretty cool. Like, at first you're kind of uncomfortable around these people, and then you get comfortable enough to come out. That's pretty fucking cool. And that makes me feel good. It makes me feel like, you know, we're accommodating enough for them to feel comfortable. And I'm glad we can provide that kind of environment, because I know every other fucking department's kind of fucked. There's a lot of trans people at my work, and I've never had any kind of problems with them. They're all, you know, people. Trans people are, just take away the trans, the people. You don't need to see them any differently. And so, you know, he was just kind of making a whole, I wouldn't say scene. It was just me and him talking. And he was just like, it's just really weird, you know. And now I gotta get used to this and that. I'm like, dude, just say her name. Like, it's not that hard. It's not that hard to get reintroduced to somebody. At least it's not for me. I've been introduced to a lot of people with dead names now in my life, and it's just not like hard to refer to somebody as their new, well, I feel weird saying new name, because it's the name that they're comfortable with, and so calling it a new name feels like, you know, you're setting a past name there, and I feel like you shouldn't refer the dead name. I did dead name somebody in the video I made a week ago. I probably posted that I posted that yesterday, but I made it like a week ago. I did dead name my ex because she fucking deserves that disrespect. But I digress. This person, OT, awesome person. She does her job. She doesn't talk too much. and she follows instructions, and that's like all I care about. I don't give a fuck what you got going on in your life. But it seemed like my coworker just didn't really catch the same, idea. And so he kind of made it bigger than it needed to be. And he's talking about, I don't want to talk about what he talked about because it was kind of uncomfortable. But he starts talking about trans people and like how it's kind of weird, and I'm like, I straight up said like, dude, are you trying to have sex with her? And of course he froze, and he's like, no, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, then stop fucking worrying about this shit. Don't worry about what the fuck is in somebody else's pants unless you're trying to fuck. Like, that's not, it makes no sense. It's never made sense to me. Like, dude, it doesn't matter if you have a cock or a pussy. It doesn't matter. If it's whatever you like being called, like even names can be that subjective. It's just like if you like your name that you have right now and it means something, it doesn't always hold that same weight to the person that you are. So why should gender? You know what I mean? Like, fucking... I don't fucking know. Just because you're assigned a name at birth doesn't mean that that's the name that you're gonna like your whole life. Just because you were, born a certain way doesn't mean that's the way you're gonna like to be the rest of your life. That doesn't mean that that's how you're gonna live the rest of your life. We've advanced so far as a society, and science has made so many leaps. We could do whatever the fuck we want with our lives. And that is the coolest fucking thing ever. I could straight up just get surgery, and I can get bottom surgery, bro. Who's gonna stop me? Nobody. I'm not gonna, because I don't feel that way. But all power to people who do. Unrelated, but femboys are the pinnacle of humanity, I think. I don't know. Is that related? I don't know. W to all my femboys out there. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. We need more of you. Hit me up. So, like, I got to talking to my coworker about it because I'm like, hey, it just doesn't matter as much as you might think it does. I know, because this guy's like 30. He's 30, so I give him a little bit of leeway. I'm like, you didn't grow up in all of the shit that I did when it's, when it's become very, very common, but you still had people like that in your generation. Like, you still did. It's not like they were completely devoid. And I guess it's his background, it's everything like that. But I had to explain to him that, like, dude, it doesn't matter what somebody prefers unless it's hurting you. And I don't think that OT coming out as trans hurts you. It really doesn't. Like, unless, again, like, you were trying to fuck, which, like, he said he wasn't, so it shouldn't fucking affect him. I don't know. I got a little upset about it. I was also told that there was a guy in maintenance where I'm going who's a little bit of a big bigot, and I can't wait to meet him, because I think being that fucking pea-brained of an idiot is it's a sight to see, really. That's a spectacle. I can't wait to meet him. I just can't wait to meet this guy and see his viewpoints. And you know, I'm gonna fucking argue with that guy. I can already tell. I'm gonna move shifts and everything, and I'm gonna already be really pissed. And if I start hearing that bullshit, I'm gonna get so fucking pissed. Trans rights are human rights. I don't know what else to say. I think you should treat others the way you want to be treated. And yeah, 小红书